Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today I'm bringing you part 2 of the ColourPop and Disney designer collection. In my last video I talked all about the lip products, and today we're going to talk about the highlights and the eyeshadows. There are so many pieces in this collection that I wanted to break up the videos. So if you haven't seen the lip product video yet, make sure you check that one out after you watch this one. I did a bunch of lip swatches and comparisons of all the ultra glossy lips and luxe lipsticks. So today we're going to talk about the Super Shock products and of course the eyeshadow palette. Let's start with the Super Shock highlighters. There are 2 different colors. I only have one of them here. ColourPop sent this collection to me, and all I'm missing is one of the Super Shock highlighters and one of the Super Shock shadows. The shade that I'm missing is the more pinky toned highlighter. It's called Part of Your World. However, I do have the more golden highlighter. This one's called A Smile and a Song. Both of these are priced at $8 a piece. I'll show you a quick swatch here. So this is A Smile and a Song. I'm sorry I don't have the other one to show you, but from the pictures it looks like it's gonna be a light icy pink. Not quite sure what to expect there because I thought from the appearance in the little pot here that this would be way too dark for me, but I'm wearing it right now and I think it actually looks pretty nice on my skin, and I'm quite fair. Gold highlighters are usually kind of iffy for me. I'm going to show you a quick little application here just so that you can see it going on. All I do is tap the shade on with my finger to work it into the skin. This is after I've powdered and everything. And then I'll use my damp beauty sponge to sort of smooth out the edges. I'm quite impressed with this gold shade. I expected it to be more suited towards a medium tan skin tone, but it actually looks pretty decent on me, so I think it still would look better on somebody with a medium skin tone, but I'm sad to see that there's not a much deeper option. I wish we had a third highlighter here that was a little bit more of a deeper bronzier or even like a deep rose gold to suit a darker skin tone, but this is what we got. All of the pieces from the Disney designer collection do have special packaging. I'm gonna show you a close-up of this highlighter. The Super Shock shadows are packaged very similarly. They have the black pot instead of the white. And then there's the Disney castle on top in gold. This is really pretty. I don't know how Disney princesses have all of that adventure with their hair down. It seems unreasonable to me. Way to set unrealistic standards about hairstyles. Thanks, Disney. Okay, let's talk about the Super Shock shadows now. There are 6 shades. These are priced at $5 a piece. They have the same packaging that the Super Shock highlighters have. The black pot with the little gold castle on the front. The shade that I'm missing is called Almost There. It's a deep bronze with silver glitter. It looks really pretty. I'm gonna show some pictures from the ColourPop site here so that you can see what that shade looks like and you can see a swatch of it. I'm gonna show you my own swatches of the other 5 shades. This is Hi Ho. It's an ultra glitter. I'll give you a close-up once they're all swatched. Very pretty, very iridescent, very glittery. Next we have an ultra metallic called So This Is Love. That's like a taupey metallic color. Very pretty. Really like that one. Next up is another ultra glitter. This one's called A Whole New World. This one's a little bit lighter than I expected, but it's definitely pretty. It's definitely princessy. Next we have a satin shade called Be Our Guest. Ooh, I like that one too. And the last one I'm swatching is another ultra metallic. This is the green shade called Under the Sea. Oh, that is mermaid in a Super Shock for sure. So here are the shades up close. We have Hi Ho, So This Is Love, A Whole New World, Be Our Guest, and Under the Sea. Now, what we all came for, the eyeshadow palette. The palette is called It's a Princess Thing, It's going to be priced at $20. Obviously, it has special packaging with these modernized Disney princesses in the Disney designer style. The palette also has a special outer packaging. It's this very shiny gold, and it has all of the autographs of the princesses that this palette features kind of embossed on the outside. And then the shade names are on the back, but this is all gold. The palette also has the shade names printed on the back, as well as inside next to the shadows. It's kind of hard to tell on camera because this is really shiny, so my lights are kind of bouncing off it, but hopefully you'll be able to see in the close-up. We are getting the shade names printed next to the pans in this palette. This palette does not come with a mirror. It does have 15 shades, 4 of which are matte, so the whole top row looks matte, but this shade called Triton is actually a satin finish, and then the bottom 2 rows are shimmers. I am going to show you swatches and a tutorial. I'm just going to do some quick finger swatches of these because there are so many shades, and since most of them are shimmers, I'm generally going to be applying with the finger anyway, but you will get to see some of these shades in action with a brush during the tutorial. Let's get into some quick finger swatches and then I'll show you the tutorial. Here's the top row: Chip, Juju, Grumpy, Triton. You can see the satin there. And then this is Abu. This is Prince Charming, Ray, Fairy Godmother, One Kiss, and Thingamabob. This is the last row. We have the shade Enchanted Rose, Poison Apple, Magic Carpet, Beast, and Midnight Curfew. These 2 are mattes that just have a ton of glitter in them, which we all know is my favorite kind of shade. Now that you've seen the swatches of the palette, let's jump into a quick eyeshadow tutorial and I'll show you how I got this look using the It's a Princess Thing palette, and then I'll wrap up all my thoughts at the end. I'm starting off by priming my eyes with my MAC Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. Then I'm going to set that eye base using this shade called Chip from the It's a Princess Thing palette. To start my transition shade, I'm using Grumpy and I'm working that into the crease, focusing more on the center part of my eye. Then I'm going to start to build up a little bit of depth on the outer part of the lid using the shade Beast. I built this up really slowly because I didn't want this eye look to get too dark and too smoky, so I'm just using some light layers. Then I'm going to take Enchanted Rose, and using my finger, I'm applying that to the outer 2/3 of my lid. Next, I'm going to use Juju to blend in the edges up into the crease of my eye. Next, I'm taking Fairy Godmother. This bright pink is being applied to the inner third of my lid, just using my ring finger. Now for my lower lash line, I'm going to use the shade Triton on a small flat brush and just apply that right around the lower lashes. And for my inner corner highlight, I took the shade Ray and just tapped that with my pinky finger. Then I curled my lashes and added some of my Wander Beauty Unlashed mascara. And that is almost the finished look, missing one piece. I got these Minnie Mouse ears just for this tutorial. So here's my finished Disney princess look. It's pink and pretty and sparkly and everything I would want a princess look to be. Maybe not the most exciting thing color-wise, but I like the way it turned out. I have kind of a mixed bag of feelings on this palette. I think a lot of the things that I would tend to criticize about this particular palette actually make sense in this collection, namely the finishes and the overall shade selection. Typically, I like to see a more balanced ratio of mattes to shimmers, but when we're talking about princesses, magic, Disney, a lot of sparkle really does make sense. Same with the color selection. If this was just any other palette, I would say it's too neutral, there's not enough color, everybody has these kind of shades. But when you look at it in the context of Disney princess, these are the princess colors. We're not really seeing tons and tons of colorful makeup on Disney princesses. So it makes sense that they chose this neutral gold, kind of soft plums and pinks color palette. Yes, I do wish there was maybe a little bit more excitement color-wise here, but the pops of color that they did choose, like this silvery blue, these kind of brighter berries and pinks, I like those. I think they work together really nicely. Especially this silvery blue shade called Thingamabob is not something we've seen much of from ColourPop. I also think this is pretty appropriate because I imagine that a younger demographic is going to be drawn to this. Although we know the love of Disney knows no age, but it's pretty easy for me to imagine that a lot of younger people are going to want this palette who aren't the typical ColourPop palette shoppers. So with all that being said, the only things I would really like to see changed in this palette are the two matte shades with a bunch of glitter in them. I think these would have served better as just plain old mattes, but that's sort of a personal choice because I just don't really like mattes with glitter in them. I also want to add that I like that they chose some brighter Super Shock shadow shades because I think that those brighter pops of color in the single format could go really nicely with a more neutral palette like this one. If this was just like the fall collection from ColourPop, I might find myself a little bit underwhelmed, but because it is a themed Princess Disney collection, the shades they chose really do make sense and they're gonna appeal to a lot of people. Like I said in my first video, these products are limited edition and I do expect that with all the excitement surrounding this launch that these will sell out really quickly. They're gonna be available on the ColourPop website on Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm gonna try my best to get this video up really early so that you have a chance to see all these products before you go to shop. If there's anything that you have your heart set on, please be ready at launch time because I have a feeling that a lot of these things are gonna sell out quickly and I'm not sure if ColourPop's gonna restock them or not. Of everything in this video that I talked about, I think my favorite things are the Super Shock highlighter. Of course, the palette is just a beautiful collector's item. I'm a ColourPop collector and I think it'd be perfect for a Disney collector as well. As far as the Super Shocks go, I really love these shades in So This Is Love and Be Our Guest. This would make a really pretty color combo just to wear these two on the eyes, but you know me, palettes and Super Shocks are basically my weakness, so let's just be real, I love it all. Now I want to know what your favorite pieces from this collection are. Are you going to be waiting on the ColourPop site when it goes live? Leave a comment, let us know what your favorites are. And I also want to hear which princesses, sidekicks, heroes, villains you want to see ColourPop feature next. I really hope that we see a part 2 of this collab. They haven't teased that or anything, but I think it'd be a really good idea. I think they need to do a villains collection next. Disney villains for Valentine's Day. I'm calling it right now. If they do it, you know, you heard it here first. As always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. That doesn't make any sense. Cute and classy at the same time. Kind of like me. My hair was driving me crazy, so I guess the Disney princess life is not for me. Deep cleansing breaths, deep cleansing breaths, deep cleansing breaths. Because help, send help. You all look so chic. And here I am in my tie-dyed t-shirt. Just as chic as a Disney princess. All right, I'm about to lose my voice. I've been filming all day. Now to edit. Okay. Okay, wish me luck. Okay, bye-bye. Bye.